Okay, that one's definitely questionable, but let's go ahead and look into this. You guys have the Seven of Pentacles as your underlying energy. So that already tells me that you guys have been putting in a serious amount of work in your relationship recently. So much so that you are starting to see the results of your labor. Okay, in your relationship, starting to see things blossom. However, it's not exactly at the peak of where you guys want it to be yet, but there's still work that needs to be done. There's still a diligent effort that needs to be put forth. That can bring up a little bit of, frustration, and it can really be annoying when it comes to waiting. However, I do get this feeling that, you guys are very much invested in the outcome of this situation. I don't think you guys want to necessarily give up on it yet. You have the Knight of Pentacles, so you guys have been really focusing on diligent work here. The Knight of Pentacles has offered somebody a long-term commitment, whether it be you or somebody that you know. I do get this feeling that the Knight of Pentacles, this person is... you're dealing with somebody that's very slow and that's also very hardworking, but then at the same time it could be that there's a bit of hesitance potentially with this card, with the Knight of Pentacles. Like there's a bit of hesitation potentially in regards to committing, and that's potentially why you have the Seven of Pentacles, right? It's almost like it's time to renew the lease for you, right? Are you getting something out of this relationship? Usually when the Seven of Pentacles comes out, but it's usually this frustration in regards to waiting, and it's completely understandable, especially if you've been putting in the work recently. Now you have, because in your current state of being you have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands talks about success, victory in result of your hard work. So recently you guys have been really putting in some hard work, and you guys have been seeing the results of it. You guys have been recognized for the efforts that you've been putting in to make the relationship work. So that's excellent, right? You've been doing a really great job with that. Now where you guys want to be is to basically gain what you've been manifesting. You've been working hard and continue to do so, and I feel like the Three of Wands is talking about waiting for your results, waiting for the results to come in, waiting to you have already what you expect to put in, or expect to come back to you, and there's a lot of waiting involved, but you want that to come. I feel like when the Three of Wands comes out, you want that to come, not just more patience, but something to actually happen in a really good way. Now the thing is, it's keeping you from being able to get to this Three of Wands is the Two of Cups, and it's potentially because you've started something new recently, especially with a relationship. You've started something new, a new path, a new journey. It could have been an all-around new beginning, but the Two of Cups could be talking about the relationship keeping you from being able to manifest what it is that you want. Now I don't think this is exactly the relationship keeping you, like, I don't think it's the relationship that's standing in your way from manifestation and you need to cut them off. I think there is something in regards to how you two feel about each other that may be impacting the effect, or impacting the speed in which your manifestation comes to you. Maybe there is something that needs to be balanced. There is something that started new. The love is there. This person feels the same way about you. However, I do get this feeling that there's something in this relationship that does need to be looked at. Not necessarily that this needs to be a breakup, but there's something that needs to be looked at. Now, for some of you guys, this may not even be an obstacle at all, right? I feel like how it can potentially get you to where you want to be is if you concentrate on the relationship, focus on the love that you have here. So I take it back. I don't think it's the relationship that's holding you guys back from getting what you're manifesting. I feel like the focus should be on the relationship itself to be able to get you, to get to where you guys want to be, to manifest what it is that you're looking for. Manifest whatever it is that you're expecting from the hard work that you've been putting in. Because, that doesn't make sense that something so amazing with the Two of Cups could be standing in your way. Now, for some of you, it can be, I guess, right? Like, you guys can have situations where this person may be a bit of a downer, but you feel the same way about this individual as they feel about you. It's the same thing. You guys mirror each other. So if you feel like there's, they're dead weight, and they feel like you're dead weight. You know what I mean? If they feel like you're the best person in the world, you feel like, well, if you feel like they're the best person in the world, they feel like you're the best person in the world. It all kind of goes either way. But I don't see any negative cards coming up in here. Not even the Eight of Cups. So I don't think that anybody feels like anybody's holding anybody back, but I do feel like there may need to be some concentration with the Two of Cups to be able to gain what you're manifesting. You guys put in a lot of work, a lot of effort. It's just that you haven't been able to really enjoy the relationship very much because you've been working so diligently. Okay, underneath that was the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys have been working super hard. Well, since that is the case, you guys have the Empress as your best path to follow. And the Empress is someone that is very creative, someone that is also the creator. This is also a domestic situation, Sag. So you may be dealing with an individual who is very comfortable, very nurturing. They take care of you, or you take care of them. There could be a good balance between you and this individual, but most importantly, like they're like home in a way. The best path to follow could be that it's about manifesting something, it's manifesting abundance with this individual. Whatever you see as abundance for you in this relationship, perhaps it's about going ahead and making the stride to manifest that. I feel like you've been putting a lot of effort into it, but right now the Empress, it could be talking about enjoying the abundance that you have, the connection that you have within this relationship, to add to this relationship itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Empress and see what else they could be telling us in regards to this advice. All right, Sag, you have the 8 of Wands, so that's talking about making progress. Okay, so the Empress is about creating progress. So I feel like right now it's all about just creating new ideas, building on those, focusing on what you guys are looking to get out of this relationship together. But most importantly, it's talking about continuing to manifest, right? Continuing to put the work in to build this relationship. Nurturing, being compassionate, being very caring, being very open, loving, all those wonderful things that relationships need. Just continue to do what you've been doing, right? Really putting in the focus in this relationship, really putting in your love. Making sure you're having the time into your relationships, and making sure you're taking care of yourself and you're getting something out of it as well, because it's important that if you're getting something out of the relationship, that it's still something worth fighting for, right? So I really feel like it's just continuing to do the work, right? Continue to build a relationship in the best way that you can, the best way that makes sense to you. And it can bring in a lot of progress. It's also good to talk about communication and talking about the future with your individual. But most importantly, just having good, healthy conversation, having fun, and enjoying the time that you have with each other, and that can really bring in whatever bring in what you're trying to manifest with this individual a lot faster. Now, what you guys feel is the Sun. Beautiful, guys. I love it. The Sun is talking about happiness, potential happiness, seeing the path in which you are, in which your happily ever after is on. And I really feel like the Sun is about illumination and seeing and clarity as well. So you guys feel very good about your relationship. Emotionally, you guys are set. That's excellent. I'm really happy to see that. Your hopes and fears, though, you have the Ace of Swords. And again, I don't think this is necessarily a fear. Considering that you do have the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles in your reading, there could be that you are hoping to gain some sort of new way of thinking, some sort of new perspective, some new ideas with this relationship, because it can get a little dry, right? And maybe there's some things that are a little dry, in the sense of constantly putting in work, constantly putting in the effort to make the relationship solid, stable, whatever, right? It can get a little bit boring sometimes, and maybe there's some new perspective, new ideas that can be put into this relationship to revitalize its energy, to bring that youthful energy back, because you've got a lot of lovely stuff coming in here, right? So I feel like within this relationship, you may want some sort of new beginning. And especially in the way of communication, I feel like there could be something that you may want to build off of. Like maybe there's something that you want some new energy in regards to how you communicate. Mostly, I feel like some new ideas, because the Empress is all about new ideas, and the Ace of Swords is about new ideas. So I feel like you may want some new ideas coming in, especially how clear and open you feel. Taking a risk and jumping into a relationship that you're truly happy with, but it still takes a lot of work to build, right? But your outcome, you have the 8 of Cups. So, the 8 of Cups does talk about feeling emotionally finished with something and taking the initiative to, go a different path. I don't think this is walking away from a relationship, but But I do feel, though, this is talking about taking the stride, taking matters into your own hands, and finding what truly makes you happy. Really gets your creative juices going, because the Empress is very creative, and I feel like there may be something creative that you might want to put into your relationship to make it a little bit more exciting. Let's see, why is the 8 of Cups coming up in Sagittarius' outcome? The Star. Okay, so you're walking towards your manifestation here. That's what it looks like. So whatever this 8 of Cups is, really, I feel like it's just dissatisfaction, right? You're not settled. You're not completely like dismissive of this relationship, but where it's at is not where you want it to be. It's very clear. I said so in the 7 of Pentacles in your underlying energy. You have made great strides in this relationship, no doubt, but it's still not exactly where you want it to be. So yeah, a lot of work is still necessary to get to where you guys truly want it, and it's not out of reach. You will need to rely on your emotions and your intuition to help you get there. But the Star is all about manifestation, healing energy, and hope, right? As long as you have hope in the relationship, you will always be able to get to where you guys want to be, no matter how far you think that your wishes and your dreams are. Even in the sky, it is right in front of you, whatever. I feel like you guys move towards hope, and you guys are able to make and have dreams that you guys can truly feel that you can reach. It's all about loving on each other and seeing what you guys need in the relationship to make it truly work for the best, for both of you. Okay, we go and pull your romance angels for this week. See what you guys get. What a wonderful reading, Sag. Making my heart just go, so happy. Okay. Let's see. What does Sagittarians get for this week for the romance angels? Reconciliation. Wow. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, I was talking about this with Scorpio. This is a really rejuvenating energy. And for those of you that are in a relationship and never really broke up in the first place, this could just be talking about bringing that spice back, bringing that excitement back. You guys are starting to build something that's, building a legacy with the 7 of Pentacles. You guys are trying to build something that's like serious, right? But I feel like with reconciliation, there is this spark, this little energy that's coming up for the both of you guys. That's that can really build on the creative energy that's flowing through you already. This clarity that you've got going on already. Let's see what the Whispers of Love has to say. And for some of you guys, maybe that you've been putting in the hard work, putting in the necessary effort, communicating whatever you guys have been doing, and you guys have been recognized from your ex, right? Maybe you guys are trying to get to a place where you can feel good about, or not necessarily feel good about the relationship, but feeling very stable in the relationship with somebody you may have had history with already. So congratulations for those of you that are able to get back with your ex. Good job. It's hard work, man. All right. Get to know each other. Wow. Learning to meet each other's needs for love is important for a relationship to grow. Wow. Okay. So that's literally what I was just talking about with the Empress and the 8 of Wands. Learning each other, being nurturing, being very caring, being, compassionate. Focusing on the relationship, looking at each other, enjoying each other's company. I feel like that's what's going on. And I feel like that's what's just going to help reestablish the commitment you have in this relationship. I don't see any breakup. I don't think you want to just throw this off in the trash. This whole relationship is solid. It's pretty darn solid. It's not in a place, of course, where you want it. It's not exactly as stable as you want it. You don't have it in the right arena that you want it. But you have a lot of love. You have a lot of dedication. You're ready to make this. I feel like you have some boring patches in there, but you want to make it work. You are definitely not done with it. We're not done with this relationship yet. You're far from it. You've put too much into it to just toss it to the wind. And honestly, I feel like this person makes you happy, because the sun here is saying that you feel a lot of happiness in this relationship, guys. You feel a lot of, you feel good about this individual that you've met, potentially someone that you've known from a past life, or you feel good about this individual because they've made you happy before, and it's just getting back together. That's just reestablishing hope. That's bringing up so many different emotions. It's just great.